shut up.
Why are you gonna yell at me?
You gonna yell at me like that?
We're starting the intro. If you guys don't mind muting, not deafening yourselves.
Okay.
All right. A story? You want to hear one of my stories? Well, if you insist, but I hope you don't find lengthy tales too offensive to your tastes. I have a tendency to prattle on. Oh, still interested? Okay, make sure you're comfortable, and let's get started. Countless millennia ago, in a plane distant from our own, massive dimension-traveling beings of otherworldly power journeyed the open void of what was known as the Astral Sea in search of a home to call their own. These ages of drifting through infinity, the travelers found a great heap of primordial chaos, roiling land, water, fire, and air. The elemental forces crashed into each other with no regard or higher purpose. Seizing this opportunity, the beings sifted away the elemental madness, leaving behind the perfect stage for their new domain. It was to be the anchoring center of a planar system where these beings would craft their own world. These powerful travelers, these gods, would claim the material plane and name it a title befitting of its nature as a furnace for creation. Kiln. It was known as Kiln, the known prime material plane, where the gods would create the first mortals, humanoids in the image of the divine. And though Kiln was to be an ever-utopia at first, populated by the mortal children of the gods' making, this plane was to be forever plagued with the most inescapable and fundamental law of reality. Where there is power, there will be conflict. The gods would ultimately disagree on how they should rule over the mortal realm, and so their divine hubris would ignite a battle between them. The Immortal War, a devastating mythological catastrophe that left the plane of Kiln nearly vacant, until a being even higher than the gods ended that conflict. Primus, eternal of law and order, emplaced the divine contract, a doctrine which forbade all godly beings from physically interacting with the plane of Kiln. While they could still influence the plane through magic and willpower, the gods themselves would never again set foot on Kiln. Millennia later, mortals of the material plane would find their way, but not without even more conflict. The elemental uprising, the war of giants and dragons, the demonic incursion, years upon years of strife, for where there is power, there will be conflict. Which brings our story to Rathia. One of the most populated continents on Kiln, Rathia is home to many diverse people and two great nations of power. The Circean Alliance, born of a unity between elven, dwarven, and human kingdoms, stretches from the east coast of Rathia to the hilly plains of its center, covering much of the open land. With walls of marble and swords raised in brotherhood, this alliance had its strength in the loyalty of its people. To the south, their neighboring rivals, the Madrigal Dominion, which lorded over wildlands and shatter wastes, taming the untamable as they expand and grow in power. Built of the collaborating clans of many unique races and following the orders of a royal family, the Dominion challenges the Alliance's claim over Rathia. These two powers, bordering each other in contentious nature, are finally cooling down from their last 8-year war. From their last war 8 years ago today. Finally drawing the line in the sand, the Alliance and Dominion struggle to find peace in a world so bereft of easy solutions. For where there is power, there will be conflict. The tales of these lands are extensive, too long and wordy to exposit at this time. The ancient stories of the Great Aasimar, the myths of early Kiln and the first mortals, the legend of Kor, the exodus of Draconite, Apologies, I'm getting ahead of myself. We don't have time for all of those tales just yet. We do have time for a different one, however. The Old Frontier. The expanse of land under Alliance control that stretches out into the center of Rathia, where it meets the walls of the neutral city Avitas. These rolling plains, hills, and canyons hide many secrets in between populated holds and their trade routes. Many walk the Old Frontier roads, yet few hazard explorations deep into the forests and foreboding caves. With this even divide between domesticity and danger, the Old Frontier sees its fair share of hotshot adventurers. Speaking of which, Tippet Pass, unassuming roadside village of no great rapport, besides its value as a pit stop for merchants and travelers. Farmers tend to herds of cattle, and the large inns make good money from housing and feeding all those who are just passing through. Under the control of the Alliance, it is modestly guarded with only a few soldiers at a time. Staying here for the day, each on their own journeys and for their own reasons, are 4 unlikely vagabonds with a spark of adventure in their hearts. All right. That was the intro. And now, can you all do me a favor? You can unmute yourselves, by the way.
Yes.
Nice.
Cool. All right.
Beautiful intro, by the way.
Yeah,
You
that was
timed that
really
perfectly.
bomb.
Sorry, I have to take a breath because that I was focusing really hard on getting.
No, you did wonderful.
You did
Good job.
so good.
Yeah.
I got chills. I was so excited.
Sorry, let me take a breath after telling the best intro I've heard in like months.
This intro gets
That intro gets bitches.
Excuse me, players, please calm down.
Okay, Dad.
Would everybody mind rolling me initiative?
Oh, what the fuck?
Already?
Everyone roll initiative.
Oh god, okay.
Okay.
Well, let me... Who left? Oh, Fredbo. I was gonna lose my mind there for a second. Let me...
Okay, I've got mine.
Yep, same. Would you like us to go in a certain order, or would you like us to...
That's what initiative is.
Okay, that is not what I meant. I meant telling him what the order was.
Well, I wonder what could possibly be the order that we go in.
I will fight you with my fists.
Oh, I'm rude today. I'm sorry.
You got some sass.
This
Holy
is
shit.
Great start to the campaign, everybody.
Yeah. Damn!
Oh, wait a minute.
We're on.
I forgot to add my bonus.
Everybody's got their initiative. What is your bonus?
It's 2.
It's 2. Okay, so 13. Gotcha.
More than me.
Okay.
All right,
Take
so
your time.
everybody has rolled me initiative.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which means we are going to start with Ryan. You will describe your characters when I ask of it, so just roll with it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, roll
All
with
right.
it.
All right, everyone has rolled me initiative. With a smell of brimstone, an explosion sets off and the floor beneath you gives way. flaming rubble crashes through, and you bounce between several falling pieces of wood until you impact the ground. Ryan, your character takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're getting into it.
Okay.
Standing up, it seems you've fallen right through your inn room and into the tavern cellar below, with an open spot just above your head. You hear the sound of flames and further explosions above. There's barrels of ale that surround you in this cellar, and if any of the fire were to burn through them, it could probably be disastrous. What do you do?
Ooh, okay. Am I able to catch myself? Let me shift to in character. Would I be able to catch myself being a monk? Would I be able to catch myself on the floor rather than fall on my ass?
I'm gonna say yeah. Your most of the damage was from you. Like, this happened kind of unexpectedly, and you bounced between like pieces of wood as you were falling through. So the 3 bludgeoning damage is from the initial fall, but you are not prone. You managed to catch yourself on your feet.
Okay. Okay, and there's liquor everywhere and fire coming down.
Yeah, you see there's like little smolders of like embering wood on the ground in front of you from your fall, but most of the fire seems to be up above in the tavern above, the one that you used to be staying at until this happened.
Okay. Shit. Okay. So I want to try and stomp out the little fires that are around me first.
Yeah, that's easy enough. You you just stomp on them, and they're quite small, so you get them out pretty quickly.
There's still the problem of the hole. How big of a hole are we talking that I fell through?
It's pretty big. It's definitely big enough for you to fit, back through. Considering that you fell through it in the first place.
Okay. Could I do like a parkour, like jump on a barrel up back through the hole?
Absolutely. Roll me acrobatics.
Okay. Not stellar. 13?
13's still all right. It's only about I would say 8 feet worth of gap between the part of the cellar that you're currently standing on and the hole that you need to get to. So you do a jump onto a barrel, you crouch down, you springboard up, you grab onto a piece of wood that seems to be sturdy enough, and then you just pull yourself up with a pull-up, get into the main tavern area. When you do, you smell smoke. You can feel smoke kind of above you in a way that, smoke rises. And they recommend, firefighters recommend that you crawl your way to an open door. At the moment, you're kind of in that space, right underneath the smoke.
Okay. Can I... Up on this floor, do I see anybody else around me? Are people panicking? Are they leaving? Are they...
Absolutely. There's tons of people currently. You see from the stairs, a bunch of people who used to be in other inn rooms are running down. You see a couple have also fallen through the floor like you did, and they're lying on the ground injured. You see from the back counter, where the counter of the I'm sorry, the music isn't playing anymore. The counter, behind the bar. I didn't loop it properly.
It's okay.
There we go. So behind the bar, you see a very large orc man with a chipped tooth is running out from behind the back area of the tavern. And he's going through the rest of the tavern, he's scooping up people that have just fallen out, and trying to bring them back onto their feet. And he looks panicked as well. Most everyone, civilians, are trying to get outside of the tavern as the flames starts to crumble.
Are any other holes into the cellar like mine was?
No, it seems you just got really fucking unlucky.
Love that for me. Okay, course of action to cover the hole. I want to grab the nearest table that is big enough, like the tabletop, to cover the hole. I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to cover the hole with it.
All right, absolutely. You pick up this table. I'm not even gonna make you make a strength check. It's just a fucking table. All the tables in here are round tables, so it's a perfect size as you flip it over on its head, and then you scoot it over to the hole. And just as you move it over the hole, another piece of wood falls down, and it's on fire, and it hits the table. So you're like that just in time.
Nailed it. Okay, do I see Maya anywhere?
Roll me perception.
Okay. Natural 20. 23 in total.
Natural 20. All right. So with that, I'm going to skip down to Maya in the initiative order, just to do some dressing of where you are at right now.
Exciting.
Maya, your day of peace was interrupted by a sudden disaster. And now you are crawling underneath piles of wood through a collapsing building, the Tavern Inn you were formerly staying at. Outside, you hear there's horrified screaming, the sounds of combat. Just as you're looking for an escape from the flaming tavern, you see your traveling companion, Audra, is just moved a table over a big hole in the ground. And Audra, you turn your head and immediately see Maya. You also, right next to you, Maya, there is a human woman lying on the ground, and her leg is stuck under a fallen support beam.
I would like to cast a spell, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp to lift the debris off of her.
Fuck yeah! So you summon this earthen hand that mayhaps come out of nowhere magically, considering that below you is a tavern. There is a tavern cellar. So we're going to just skip over the details of how that spell works. It doesn't require you to have earth below, right?
I like to think that when she casts it, it's a giant fist of sand.
Oh, nice. So these sand particles all collect each other from what seems to be just nowhere, and they all form a Sandman hand, and it grips onto the support beam and lifts it up. And you see as the woman crawls herself out, you see that she is also clutching a young child in her arms. She looks terrified, but the support beam is now off of her. Her leg is still injured. It might be difficult for her to walk.
All right, come on, you. We're gonna get you out of here. Audra, if you could, your muscle, please.
Right,
What's happening?
It's going to be all right. We're going to get you out. I'm going to come over, and you've got the support beam. You just need help getting her.
Carry her out. Yeah, the support beam. Is there anybody else under there?
There's nobody else underneath the support beam.
Okay.
I very gingerly set it down and bring the hand back. That concentration and less for, I believe, 1 minute. So if anything else needs cleared out of the way, I can handle it.
That's great.
Okay.
So the woman, Audrey, you're helping her up?
I am going to...
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. I couldn't tell if you were talking to Audrey or if you said Audra.
Audra.
Okay. I'm going to... Because she's holding a baby, correct?
Yes, it is. It seems to be like a 5-year-old kid who is clutching onto her clothes.
I'm going to scoop them both up in bridal carry, and I'm going to carry her out very quickly.
All right. So as you do that, we can move down in initiative order to Veras.
Hello.
All right, Varas.
Yes.
Your eyes slowly open and you come to. All around you are orange glows, and when you finally realize what's happened, you notice that there is a strain on your back. It's very harsh. And you try to look behind you. You're trapped underneath rubble. These pounds of broken wood beams and planks and brick and stone bricks. You have taken 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
You can't see much beyond like more rubble is kind of in front of you, blocking most of your vision. But the entire town street, is in front of where you're currently located, and it's filled with screaming and panic, and you hear the marching of footsteps and the clanging of swords.
Okay.
And then beyond that, something is walking down the road with huge, massive footsteps. The tremble of the ground is reaching you from where you're at. What do you do?
Oh, okay. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I'm not staying underneath this. I can't stay underneath this. I'm going.
You're gonna try to lift it off of you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make is that just maybe a flat strength to?
We're gonna say that it's an athletics check.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Wow, that is
What'd you get?
nat 1 plus my
shit.
proficiency in strength. That is just a 6. Wow.
So you strain under the rubble and you start pushing it up. You're strong enough to do this, but as you start pushing it up, some way that the rubble is balanced is thrown off, and you feel even more of it come crashing down from the building that is basically collapsed on top of you, and you hit back to the ground like fiercely. It's painful. You take another 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, youch. Okay, that is.
You can make another check.
Yeah, I think. You said that people were running away, right?
Yes, you hear screaming, panicking. You hear people running away, but you also hear like methodical footsteps.
Okay.
From the other end of the street, and then one thing that is stepping with monstrous footsteps.
Okay. I'm gonna make the check again.
Great.
I can't stay by and let this happen.
Yeah, you're aiming to get out of here as fast as possible. So roll another check, and we'll see if you can. If low rolls are going to result in more damage.
That's a nat 20 this time.
Nat 20, hell yeah.
There we go.
I went from a nat 1 to a nat 20.
The first, 2 rolls of this game for you, bud. So you take a deep breath, you summon the, strength within, you push away some of the bricks and stone to get a good grip on the ground, and you just push yourself up. The rubble starts falling off of your back, and then when you think that you have a good enough vantage point, you manage to get your legs and feet underneath you, and then you push out from the rubble, and behind you hear a huge clashing as the rest of the wood planks and stone just fall to the ground where you used to be.
All right, and there was no one. It was just me under there, correct? There was no one else.
It was just you.
Okay. All right. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a nice deep breath. And you said that the steps were coming, they were going behind me or going towards me.
From your point, you can tell that the giant footsteps are coming from the left. You are perpendicular to the main road in Tippet Pass, and this this whatever is making these huge footsteps is coming from the left side.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the left then.
There's still like a bunch of rubble in front of you. You can't see what's going on in the main street.
Is it?
I mean, you can move past it.
Yeah. So there's running. There's the big steps. They're all heading in the same direction, though. Generally.
Yeah, they from the left side, whatever is coming from the left side is heading towards the right, and everybody is panicking and running towards the right. You can hear the screams go off in the distance as they head toward the right area of where you're positioned.
Okay. I'm going to.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I am going to try and get over this rebel or go over it however I can. And while this is happening, I would like to use my divine sense to know what exactly, if I can, I'm fighting here.
All right. So, can you read divine sense off for me?
As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. That is not behind total cover. I know what type, and I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been concentrated, desiccated, with the Hallow spell.
So, as you're, I'm gonna say that the rubble in front of you, you can count as full cover. You reach out with your divine sense, and you kind of like, for a moment, you close your eyes to like open up your divine sense to the location of like otherworldly creatures, like you have been trained to do. And when you do that, you are suddenly assaulted with this intense, overwhelming presence of undead.
Ugh. Alright.
No other creature types, just a bunch of undead.
Well, that is not the greatest to know, but it is still helpful. And I'm going to keep that in mind as I try and make this over it. And I think that while this is happening, I am going to. I'm not going to unsheath it just yet, but I am going to prepare my sword.
Okay, so you have a hand on the handle?
Yes.
All right. So that brings us to Tybalt.
Hello.
All right, so fire crackles and smoke fills the air around you. You are currently trapped in a slowly collapsing inn room. You are gathering all of your supplies and scooping your prototype in hand, and you start looking for a way out. Flames are surrounding the door exit, but lucky for you, fire is something you have plenty of experience in. But the smoke continues to choke you, and you feel that the ground is becoming less stable. Any more time in here, and either your lungs will suffer the consequences, or you're gonna fall through. What do you do?
I'm gonna make a, I guess, perception, to like where the best course of action to leave, with giving me enough time to gather my things.
Okay. Roll me perception.
$19.
All right. With that roll, you can tell a kind of risky option would be just running through the normal like one door exit to this inn room, not because it's on fire, but because you would be going into the inn, and you don't know how much is collapsed, how much like fire is out there. Your risk assessment also tells that there's a window to your right that you can jump through and you can take the fall. If you take the fall, you get out of the inn quicker than you would if you ran down through the stairs and all of that. But you might take more damage because you are resistant to fire, not bludgeoning.
So I on my things, and I'm going to jump, like just in place.
You're jumping in place.
Yes, like the goal here is to actually just straight collapse the floor.
Okay, so, tally ho! So from your position, you gather all your things in hand. You do the risk assessment. You look at the flaming door, and you look at the window that you could possibly jump through, and you just decide, well, there's a third option, and then you jump up, and Audra and Maya, as you pick up this woman, and you start getting an exit out to the tavern, you hear crashing as another person falls through the roof of the second floor of the tavern, and you take 1 second. It's not going to be too much, but you know.
I would because this is intentional. I would like to say it wouldn't be too much. I would like to argue that. I should be landing on my feet anyways.
You're still going to take a base falling damage, though. You know you're falling.
I could float.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage, and you manage to land on your feet.
Dope.
Somehow. Well, I didn't have the dice before.
You're just doing an average.
Yeah, I was just doing averages. I had written down that this thing does this much damage at base because I didn't want to make risk assessment before you guys started the game. However, Danny loves making the complicated choices. So
I love that though.
I'm surprised that you I'm surprised that you were surprised that Danny went off.
You're right. I should expect this.
Yeah.
Jack's giving me 2 options. Okay, well I'm gonna make a third one.
I will make the third.
Make it 3.
All right, so Tybalt, you are now suddenly like getting your balance as you're in the bottom floor of the tavern. Audra, Maya, you just saw this happen. The strange man just jumped through the ground, or the ceiling to you guys.
I have time to unpack that.
Did you start all this?
Well, that's fine. How do you do? I think we should leave before we talk about this. Considering, and he gestures to all of the fire.
Another support beam falls right behind him.
I just nod and I start going out the door.
This is not helping his case that he is not the cause of this.
He makes a good point.
All
right, outside conversation.
So all 3 of you, including the woman and the child, you managed to get out onto the main street. And so, out on the main road, you see that chaos is erupting.
Oh.
Multiple buildings are now lit up like torches, and the deep blue night sky is nearly blackened by the rising cloud of smoke and cinders. Civilians are running in fear, and you see a swarm of undead is invading one end of the town. Skeletons, zombies, all shambling and swinging their weapons. Oh, by the way, Coden, I should have asked you to do this a while ago, but if you could change the background to the stream, please?
Yeah, let me do that really fast for ya.
You said that
I'm
there's
sorry?
a very large stomping. Do we see where that large stomping is coming from?
I'm gonna get to it.
I feel like that might be where my attention goes.
Hate that I'll get to it.
It couldn't possibly mean anything bad.
Surely not.
I'm just waiting for the background change.
Yeah, it's all good.
So you guys can open up stream and see what the town sort of looks like now.
Let me fix that.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
that's not
fuck.
right. Okay.
yum.
Well,
All right, nice,
Perfect.
cool.
Thank you,
Took a moment-
Coden.
Took a hot moment, but
Changing music real quick.
took a hot moment, but we got there.
All right.
you did it.
So, guys, fun fact: do you know what isn't like copyright strike? What is like copyright strike free? Like you can use it in streams. The Hades soundtrack.
Ooh.
Really? Ooh.
No. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucks. Oh
It
no.
sucks, don't get me wrong, but I know this man.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Ooh, listen to
So-
that. That's beautiful.
Trudging through the town road. Oh shit. Fredboat's not working anymore.
It's good.
There we go.
Fred boat failed.
Oh,
Goodbye,
wow.
Jared.
All right. Trudging through the town road so wide that it crunches past buildings when it makes a step is a massive undead beast. Standing taller than the surrounding buildings, it resembles a giant skeleton with a minotaur-like head, great bull horns, and an elongated skull. Within the rib cage of this undead monster is a blazing wildfire, held magically in place as kind of like a flaming sphere. Its jaw is hanging loose, like it's barely attached, and as it's hanging open, flame roils up and billows out from the thing's jawbones. Its head kind of moves with this erratic, quick twitching when it suddenly fully convulses, and from the fiery center, a deluge of flame rises up through the non-existent gullet, kind of like it's preparing to vomit. And then it releases from the mouth a ball of flame that launches through the air and smashes, impacting with a house, setting it aflame instantly with a loud, a familiar explosion sound to what you might have heard earlier.
Well,
Does there seem to be anywhere that people are running towards for like safety or anything like that?
Sure. I'm going to continue describing the scene that's set, and you will see that on the right end of the town there is like where the people are going to. So for now, below the feet of the great undead, there is dozens of shambling zombies and armored skeletons that are marching through the town. You see several guards are taking up arms against the Undead Horde, but with the overwhelming surge of their forces... but the overwhelming surge of their forces cut through the inexperienced guardsmen. Loving the vibes. Okay. So... you all see that several guards are taking up arms against the Undead Horde, but the overwhelming surge of their forces is cutting through the inexperienced guardsmen. There's a dwarven man donned in worn soldier armor that is shouting frantic orders as he swings a warhammer around. Maintain the line! Push them back! Buy time for the civilians! As zombie slams itself against him, clawing and biting, using his smaller stature, he crouches, flips the zombie overhead, and follows the maneuver with a crushing blow to the creature's skull. The Undead Horde is massive, and more could be coming from beyond those town walls. A winning scenario with the amount of able bodies seems downright impossible. However, on the right side, you hear the clatter of wheels, and see in the opposite direction of the undead, wagons are rushing out of the town filled with evacuating civilians. And at this moment, there is one large merchant wagon that is yet untouched. There's a wild-haired half-elven man who is chucking items from out of the back, while a halfling in these dorky-looking suspenders behind him looks kind of panicked and going, "Must everything go?" And the half-elven man replies, "Including you if you keep complaining." And he throws a crate. He throws a crate aside as a young child climbs up into the wagon, desperate for that last hope of survival. And the half-elven man is looking around and he goes, "This is the last call. Everyone get on!"
I'm going to rush this woman and her child over to that cart. I'm going to sit them on top of it, and then I'm going to turn around and start heading toward the combat.
I was wondering, where am I in all of this? Ian?
Where are you? So you just moved past the rubble. So you were underneath a building that was like beside the collapsing inn that got hit directly with a fireball. As just everything came down. So you see off to your right is the other three player characters.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush down to this cart as well. But instead of rushing into battle, I'm going to help this half-elven man help usher people in as quickly as I can. And I think I turn to him and go, "Are you going to be driving this cart?"
Sorry, what was that?
I'm like, "Are you going to be the one driving this cart?"
To the halfling?
Yeah, to the half elf, right? The
half elf?
Yeah, the one that like trucking stuff out and everything.
He like looks over to the halfling, who looks kind of meek and panicking, and he's not exactly sure what to be doing at this moment. And he just looks back at you and he nods. Like, yeah, he's taking charge because he has a fucking set of nuts here.
Yeah. Alright. Once everyone is on, go. You will be safe. I promise. And as I say that, I'm going to give him a firm, solid pat on the back, and I'm going to cast Sanctuary on him.
Alright, so, Sanctuary, can you read off what that spell does?
You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This doesn't protect against area effects, and if he makes an attack or casts a spell, it ends, but basically if anything tries to attack him, they have to roll a save.
Alright, awesome. So you cast the spell, you see a sheen go over his body, kind of like as this divine energy is imparted onto this half elf, and he gives you a ready nod as he starts ushering more people onto the wagon. And to the other side, you see the rest of the Undead Horde is still marching forward. The guardsmen are having a difficult time pushing back, so you're not sure how much time they will be able to bide without your help or getting out of dodge immediately.
How many people are left to get into the cart?
It's going to take maybe 2 rounds before the rest of the people that can get onto the cart are on that cart. There's still people that are being rushed out of the collapsing tavern and from other homes.
Yeah. Okay, and this is the main where mainly the horde is coming through, right?
The horde and the giant monster with the minotaur head and this billowing flame, that is marching forward, and it is setting buildings on fire.
I'm gonna roll to see if I know what that is.
Roll me an intelligence, like a history.
A history? Okay.
Would it be history or arcana?
I think with what I have, with what I am, I would say history.
All right, roll me history.
That is a flat 20.
Flat 20?
It's a 19 plus.
All right. Gotcha. So this thing bears it's undead, of course.
Yeah.
It bears a lot of resemblance to what would be an undead minotaur, but it is upscaled. This is not an undead minotaur. Those things are usually like so much smaller than this. Judging from what you know about undead, this could possibly be a personalized creation by a necromancer. Yeah, this wasn't just it was either a really fucked up monster before it became an undead, or a necromancer built this thing.
Yeah. Well, while it sucks that, I'm not going to be able to do much in fighting, I can at least take a lot of the hits here. And I'm going to, once kind of making sure everyone who's piling it into the cart is safe, and that, that this is, kind of figuring out all that we explained. I'm going to,
No doodling.
Sorry.
There's an undead horde.
Yes, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to fully unsheath my longsword.
All right, you fully unsheath your longsword. You're gonna head into combat.
Yeah, and I'm also bringing out my shield as well.
All right, so you don your you don your shield. You ready your longsword. What is everybody else doing?
Also moving to hold the line.
Running into the fray. I'm going to pull out my Kilwa.
All right, and Tybalt.
How far roughly is this hulking mass?
This hulking mass is I would say it's like about 100 feet away, and closing the distance pretty slowly, and it is easily like 40-50 feet tall. It is huge.
I think that's gargantuan.
It might be.
Yeah.
This thing is taller. This thing is like the size of 2 buildings, so maybe 40 feet tall.
Big bitch.
Yeah, this is big.
In that case, on my way, while I pull out my Kilwa, I would like to spend a key point to summon my arms of astral self.
Oh, your natural self. Fuck yeah.
All right. So you summon the arms of the astral self. Prepare your Yikulwa? Right?
Kilwa, yeah. So from my back comes like a dark purple set of what looks like spider legs that are at the ready to hit things.
To hit things.
Oh my god!
Hey, hold up. We're gonna get into character descriptions in a bit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just excited. Continue.
I'm excited too. I'm enjoying this.
This is a lot of fun.
I look at it. I'm like, and Tybalt's like, well, that's what kind of. And he pulls his and he pulls his goggles down, and he is he's just gonna fucking saunter on over.
You're examining
Saunter.
I mean, it in his eyes, this is some sort of like weird magic that he's never really touched. He's kind of curious. Okay. I mean, he's probably gonna blow it up, but
you can try your best. All right, so the Undead Horde is what you guys will be dealing with, like, in the moment. There's tons of zombies and skeletons. This giant monster is 100 feet away, and between you and the giant monster is a sea of undead as they just are marching through. You see bodies are scattering the town road. many people have already died trying to fight these things. Both fight these things and trying to run away from them.
Yeah.
This is a pretty brutal massacre.
So Jack, with summoning my arms of the astral self, I would wait to do it until I was closer to them, because when I summon them, each creature of my choice within 10 feet of me would have to take a dexterity saving throw, or they will take force damage.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Okay, so we're going to start this off into initiative at this moment, which means it is your turn.
Great. So then I'm going to run into the fray of the undead. I don't care which ones. It's all a good time for me. So, and once I am in a good amount of them, I will summon my arms of the spectral self. So I need pretty much of my choice. So all the ones I can see, I guess, within 10 feet of me will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm going to give them a collective dexterity saving throw. That is a 5.
Great. So
I'll give them a collective, and then immediately I'll just.
They will take 7 force damage.
All right. One second. Doop. So these, with the sheer number of skeletons and zombies going on, I am going to alter their normal stats for the moment, and I'm going to say with that force damage, you managed to clear out 5 or 6 of them right away as these spectral spider legs just seem to spin around and release into the horde of undead and shred them to bits.
Right. So then I'm going to do my actual attack. So I'm going to aim for one with my Yikilwa, and that is a 24 to hit.
All right, that hits. This rattling skeleton is stepping up to try and face you, lifting up a sword.
Okay, that's 7 damage as I just wing it and knock their head off.
Yep. Gong, you fucking baseball bat hit its head off its body, and it just starts to fall, kind of collapse under the force of the strike.
Great. And then with my arms of the astral self, I can make unarmed strikes. So I'm going to. It doesn't tell me how many spectral arms I get. I'm assuming 2.
I mean, spider legs, so you can get a safe 4 out of them, Dr. Octopus style.
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna allow me to make 4 unarmed strikes.
No, not 4 unarmed strikes. That's the flavor here. Is that you have multiple arms. You don't have 4 unarmed strikes.
I have 2, I believe, is the standard. Is that you get 2 unarmed strikes.
For flurry of blows.
It doesn't say I have to use flurry of blows since I summoned up my arms of the astral self.
Okay.
Oh my god, you're going to.
But while I have them summoned, I can use them to make unarmed strikes. And I can use my wisdom, dexterity, or strength.
That means you can use them in place of your unarmed strikes in any situation you would take an unarmed strike.
Oh, valid.
So that means if you're going to use flurry of blows, it would be 2 unarmed strikes. But because you hit with a monk weapon on your turn, you can just do 1 unarmed strike as a bonus action.
I'll just do that then.
Right.
So I'm going to use one of them to do an unarmed strike. I got a 21.
21, absolutely.
And that is 6 damage.
One of these spider legs slams and impales a zombie. The zombie isn't dead, but it's just kind of stuck there with this spectral spider arm forcing it back as it's just waving its arms going at you.
Disgusting. That's my turn.
All right. Next up is Veras.
Hello, yes. So there's a horde of these undead, and then some, like, kind of in the back, there is the fucked up skeleton minotaur.
Yeah, the fucked up skeleton minotaur is in the back line of these enemies.
Okay, so he is less of a worry at the moment. I am using my longsword one-handed, by the way, just for reference, because I do have my shield up.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to use it two-handed anyway if you had your shield.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure you know. I'm going to, for now, before I start making attacks, this is a bonus action spell. I'm going to cast Divine Favor.
Sorry, a bonus action spell, and you're going to cast what?
Divine Favor.
Okay, Divine Favor.
Until the spell ends, your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
Awesome.
And then, since it is a bonus action, I'm going to take a nice big sweep at basically it's a micro strike, smite. I'm going to take a big sweep at I'm gonna help take a big sweep at the Undead Horde, and I'm trying to help the people holding the line. That's the ones I'm trying to help them the most, not just jumping into the fray. I'm trying to help the guards.
The guardsmen. Okay, so make me an attack roll.
That is a 18.
All right, 18. That absolutely hits. How many zombies are you going to be destroying? Just roll for damage.
That is 13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
13,
so,
13 slashing, and then, because of my Divine Favor, that is also going to be... I'm going to roll a d4 really fast. 1 radiant.
1 radiant? That's alright. We are playing a little loosey-goosey with the rules here, so just don't worry about it. The rest of the combats in this campaign should be rather standard. This is definitely an opener.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't logically kill multiple opponents with this one strike. However, you go in for a slash. One of the guardsmen is struggling with this this zombie that seems to just be reaching over his spear. He is panicking. He is completely off balance. And you swoop in, you aim your sword perfectly, and you stab right through the zombie's head, and then you slash it out and go for a shield bash to knock down another skeleton.
Nice. Hell yeah. I'm gonna look to the guard and be like, "Are you all right?"
We're gonna die!
You are not going to die. You will survive this.
I'm gonna die! And
his confidence.
Yeah. You are currently like your sword is kind of like doing a light sheen as this divine favor is coursing through it, and then after that is Tybalt's turn.
Hello. You said that the giant is about 100 feet away, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm noting that for future reference. I am going to summon my Eldritch Cannon. Stones kind of like roll out from one of my side pouches, and they kind of like start forming into like a cannon that I am just kind of holding on my shoulder now.
All right, awesome. You have your Eldritch Cannon now summoned.
Yes, it is a Force Ballista. I can't attack with it because that takes an action, correct?
I believe when you summon the Eldritch Cannon, give me one sec to check the rules. Artillerist. Once you create the cannon, you can't do so again until long rest or spell slot. When you create the cannon, you determine its appearance. You gotta also decide on each of your turns, you can take a bonus action to cause the cannon to activate.
Ooh.
So, activating your cannon is a bonus action. You can summon it and activate it in the same turn, but it will take your action and your bonus action.
That's fine. Can I see the giant's knees?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
They're like digigrade knees. Digitigrade? Digitigrade?
Like
spacing.
A little thing flips out and it like hovers over my eye, and I aim for the knee, and I'm going to make a ranged spell attack with my Eldritch Cannon.
All right, make that attack roll.
Did I use my mod?
Mod. Your spell attack mod.
Okay, cool. That's a 19.
A 19? So, a 19 does not hit.
Damn.
You hear me?
Well, yeah. No, I said damn.
It just barely misses. But the way that it misses, what happens is you fire this force ballista. What does the projectile look like?
It looks like, so at first when it comes out, it just looks like a blob, but as it gains momentum, it starts like sharpening itself.
That's dope.
And so, yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right. So this blob, it starts sharpening itself into a straight projectile, and you see it flies true, and it sticks itself right into one of its ribs, and just stays there. And you see that the huge, massive, like minotaur-headed creature, it notices, and it's like twitching. Its arms are just like convulsing, and then its head slowly creaks and then snaps towards directly at you, Tibble. You can tell that you didn't do any damage. You didn't miss, but you didn't do any damage. And then this thing's the wildfire in its center is starting to roil and burn, and you see that it's preparing another explosion while it's staring at you.
Fuck.
The music cut out just so that you could say that.
That was... Fredboat has the best timing.
No, it doesn't. I hate this. I hate Fredboat like skipping. I wish this song would just play forever.
Nah,
but
fam.
that is my turn.
You end your turn?
Yep.
All right, Maya.
Maya sees this thing charging up, and she's like, "Oh, that's not fucking good." And she pulls a coin out of her pocket and flips it. And thanks, Fredboat. She flips it, catches it, and how close is the big guy now?
The big guy, it's I would say it's closed 10 feet between turns. So it's now 90 feet away.
It's 90 feet away, and how
It's
far
pretty
away is
slow.
the front of the line of the zombies?
The front line of zombies is only about to you like 15 feet away.
Alright. Then I will... she's going to flip the coin into the air, and it stops midair and just keeps rotating, and a black orb surrounds it. As
Alright.
hold on one second. I am going to roll to hit with Scorching Ray.
Oh shit!
What?
This is a neat flavor to Scorching Ray.
That is a 22 to hit for the first one.
Okay, that hits. Are you aiming for the zombies and the skeletons?
No, I have a range of 120 feet.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'm aiming for the chest.
All right.
Or,
so
no, not. Yeah.
22 does hit.
The second one is a critical hit.
That hits.
And the last one is an 18 plus 6, so 24.
Over 20? It hits.
Yeah. Alright. That is going to be... 1 second, sorry. So that... Actually, I can just roll it all at once. It takes... Why is this taking so long? Okay, I'm gonna use physical dice. Sorry.
You're good. How
Um,
many D6s are you rolling for this thing?
well, I have to roll... 8, I think?
Because one crit and all 3 of them hit.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's 4, 4, 4, 5. So, oh god, I'm sorry, I have to do math. I didn't think I'd have to do math. I'm playing a wizard and I didn't think I'd have to do math.
You have to do math.
I'm sorry. 4 plus 5 plus... Oh, my phone's no longer responding.
Oh my god, how long is this one gonna take?
I'm sorry!
This one.
Everything is getting in your way. Everything is getting in your
Please.
way.
Okay. Plus... Sorry, I got 2 more dice to add. 5 plus 2. Great.
And what's your total?
That is 30 damage. Psychic.
30... What?
30 psychic damage.
You son of a bitch!
As the Scorching Ray turns into 3 pink lines that just go straight through the eyes of the creature and assaults its brain directly.
All right. So I did give it resistance to fire damage. Goddamn. I guess not. So, you deducing
I guess not.
I guess not. You deducing that this thing likely is resistant to fire. You modify the formula of your spell, and this Scorching Ray launches 3 pink psychic energy beams into its skull. This thing doesn't think a lot. It's not very smart, but it's still it is still driven by a force, a consciousness that allows it to be the nature that it is. And as this psychic damage hits its skull, the skull just starts erratically moving in every spot. It's kind of imagine if it's on a swivel and it's just spinning around, and the fireball launches from its mouth high up into the sky, and you see that it starts coming down.
Oh shite! I fucked up, didn't I?
All right, I'm going to make a roll to see if this hits anyone. Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Veras.
Yeah.
So you see that this giant ball of fire is slowly descending from the sky and towards you. I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me fucking. Oh, you said a saving throw?
Yes, dexterity saving throw.
That's not great. That's just a flat 10. Love that.
Okay, you got a flat 10?
Yeah.
All right, so you are going to take you are lucky. You take 7 fire damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll for the other soldier.
No, you weren't.
I'm not.
They're within 5 feet of me, right? And this is an attack roll.
No, it's an area effect.
Oh, okay. So there's no attack roll.
Because I'm making you roll a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way of it.
Okay, so there's no attack roll that needed to be rolled.
Nope.
Okay, never mind them.
All right, he takes. Cool. So Veras, you are blown back by the force of this fireball as it sets alight about half a dozen zombies and skeletons. And you lift your shield to take the brunt of the damage. The shield is now like white hot for a moment as you're pushed back against the force. When you move your shield away, you see the other guard has unfortunately been incinerated.
Fucking what?
He is dead.
Oh my god.
Rest in peace, my man.
So, it seems at the end of the day, he was right.
Oh shit! I mean, we're not all gonna die.
All of you guys? Not sure. So, is that the end of Maya's turn? You have anything else you can do, Maya?
I'm so sorry. I put a snack in my mouth. No, there is nothing I can do besides run away.
All right. So in the at the beginning of the order, I wish Fredboat would just play the fucking music. I miss you, Groovy. I miss you so much. Okay, so at the beginning of the order, you're all fighting back against the Undead Horde that is coming towards you. The guard numbers are swiftly dwindling. There's only there is the Dwarven man still, who is currently smashing heads between the skeletons and the zombies. And as at the beginning of this round, the Dwarven man looks around and he's like still fighting off zombies and skeletons and undead, but he recognizes this is probably a lost battle. He turns over his shoulder, and the large merchant cart that has been filled up with the last of the evacuating citizens. He points his warhammer, looks to the rest of you, and he goes, "We need to get out of here."
Agreed. I will stand guard while the rest of you go.
No! And he grabs you by the jacket and he's like, "This is a lost cause. This town is dead. Get on the cart."
We're
I
leaving.
didn't disagree to that.
Well, that's defeatist.
And I'm not going to let another one of these poor people die. Including you. Just get on the fucking wagon.
Can I?
Hey, if you ain't gonna take it, I will. I shove past her and hop on the cart.
You jump on the cart, which is starting. It's about to start its escape. You see that the wheels start to move. Coden, do you want me to level with you as a DM?
Yes.
This is one of those moments where if you stay behind, you are going to die.
Yeah,
I don't want you to make another character.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna stay behind, but I was going to ask if I can roll a athletics, I suppose, to basically grab onto this dwarf and drag him with us. Cause
What dwarf?
Okay.
to like get him onto the cart as well, because I'm not leaving him to die here.
Oh no,
I don't believe
he's
he was-
also
he was
staying on the
keeping that in
cart.
mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
I thought he was staying behind.
No.
No, he's saying
None of
this
us
is a
are.
lost cause. This is a lost cause. We need to get out of here alive.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
everyone
Then
is gone.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
I'm going to flip my attitude. I am going to get on the cart, and I'm going to use the last of my spells. The immediate creatures that are in front of us. The immediate hordes of zombies and everything. I'm going to cast Bane.
So they're going to be shit at rolls, right?
Yeah, basically
They
they
have
have
to
to make a
subtract
charisma.
the
If they
D4.
attack, they have to make a charisma saving throw. When they fail, both an attack roll or a saving throw, they must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack or saving throw.
Okay, let's see. No, they do not pass.
Yeah,
So they are all baned.
yeah, they're all baned. So, if they try to attack any of us, and like anyone, as we're getting onto the cart, they have to roll a d4.
Gotcha.
And I am getting onto the cart.
All right, you hop onto the cart. It is almost at maximum capacity. If the rest of you hop onto this wagon, you'll just barely be enough to get out.
Audra, we're running.
But I just
No.
heard the giant minotaur.
No,
The giant-
we're not doing this again.
The
On
giant-
the cart now.
The giant minotaur is starting to prepare another fireball.
Cart now.
You can see the hat looking back and forth between like Maya and the minotaur.
By the way,
Before
DM, I still have Maximilian's grasp up. If she doesn't move, the hand starts moving towards her.
Yep. Audra, you are looking back and forth. You also notice that there is a guard below that you thought previously was dead. He reaches up this like hand, and you see he looks at you, and he's like, "Help!" And then right as he says that, a skeleton stabs him through the neck, and then looks directly at you.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Fuck the thought of you! And so I'm gonna smack things as I run back towards the cart.
All right, roll me an attack roll.
Oh my god.
Roll me like 3 attack rolls.
Okay.
Chucking shit.
We're always ruining my fun.
Ruining our fun. Oh my god.
Okay, hold on. I'm rolling all 3. 24 for the first.
Hits that skeleton dead.
19 for the second.
There is a zombie to your left. You stab him through with impaling with the Yikawa.
And a 20 for the last.
That one also hits.
Every single
how do you
one of
finish
these
that
things
one
is
off?
Dead.
I'm gonna use my both spider arms to just like impale it through the mouth and then fling its head off, and then as I like come out of the rest of them, I'm gonna like take the summon out. So I just use it as like kind of the last of my spectral self, because I don't want to poke anybody when I get into the cart. So I'm gonna
This zombie is like, it's like groaning incredibly loudly, and it just goes and then you twist its head off, throw it off, and as you hop onto the cart, you desummon your spectral arms.
And I'm gonna sit on the cart with my arms crossed.
All right, Tybalt, are you going to die today?
Are you dying today?
I love the phrasing. So I need to know a couple things before I make my decision.
Okay.
If I get on the cart, how far will that giant be away from me?
If you get on the cart, the giant will be like 105 feet, or
Perfect.
actually 100 feet away.
Perfect. So like he like sighs, but well, time for me to go. And so he hops on and he's like hanging onto the side of the cart, and he looks at the giant, and he's gonna take one last shot at that knee.
All right, roll me an attack roll with the Eldritch Cannon.
Rolling to just fuck up that knee more.
The 24 hit.
24 does hit.
Yes!
Fuck your knees.
The goal is to make it fall. That's my entire goal. Because when I hit with,
Just have it fall on the horde.
yeah, literally. Tybalt like takes aim and he fire, and right before he fires, he's like, "Eat this, you fucking bag of bones, you fucking get it."
What happened
Fuck you.
What happened to his fancy lad voice?
I'm trying to do like a specific accent that I can't quite keep down.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
So you fire. Deal me the damage on this bad boy.
Cool. I think that's 2d8 if I remember correctly. That's 2d8. Cool.
2d8. Are you rolling?
14.
14. All right. So this projectile slams into the backwards facing legs of this giant minotaur skeleton, and you see it reels back and it falls down a little bit, kind of like it's hitting it's taking a knee, but backwards.
Okay.
Oh, that just the imagery of that. Ugh.
As its height decreases a bit as you do this, it tries to aim for its second fireball, and it launches, and you see this fireball just goes insanely close to the cart. You can feel the flame like kind of lick at the sides, and it just smashes into the ground. You've just thrown it off its aim enough that it missed the cart entirely.
Flip it off.
Or barely. Missed the cart barely. You flip it off.
For the last thing I want to do is, if anybody is like exceedingly hurt, I do want to use my action to cast Spare the Dying on anybody that's any of like the civilians that they're like fucked up.
Absolutely. So you hop back onto the cart. You try to you take some like triage assessment of who is probably the closest to biting it. And as everybody climbs onto the back of this cart, it starts to make its escape. Here we go. Okay, so
Do remember that the driver has sanctuary, by the way.
I remember. So, as the escape wagon starts to speed forward, it puts distance between you and the horde, and then you and the town as you exit out of the entire town of Tippet Pass. And as it makes this distance, you see the fire from the town climb high into the sky. The head of the hulking beast becomes obscured by smoke and embers before a downward hill that the wagon goes down on it puts the sight of the burning village to rest like a sunset. And these wagons, the about 4 or 5 of them that managed to escape full of civilians, they ride off into the night, carrying the weight of the survivors and all of their guilt to continue rolling along the old frontier roads throughout the night. You guys would probably know that from this position in the old frontier, there would be at least a 3-day trek, even by wagon, to get to the nearest hold. All right. So I'm going to stop the music, and we are going to take a quick 10-minute break.
Okay.
Hey guys,
Recess.
I know it's really early, but I have an idea for a team name.
Okay.
Already?
Okay.
Survivors of the old frontier roads.
A little
That's
long.
pretty wordy. But
It's mouthy, but we could be known as the Survivors.
all right.
Look
All right,
good.
I'll consider it.
Yeah,
That's not too bad.
Maybe.
In the meantime, I have to piss so bad.
Team Survivor
look.
Guild.
So hungry.
I don't have a back soon screen. But
That's fine. We can just leave it here.
You can
Make one.
leave them with an image of the village burning.
I'm
Yep.
I'm going to. I think actually.
I'll just make one at some point.
But oh no, I
That
can
would
make it. Don't worry.
appreciated. How much?
I don't know. It depends on what you want me to do with it.
Team Survivors.
Team Survivors Guild.
Team Survivors.
All right.
Good, Jesus.
Okay, I gotta pee so bad.
Okay, go.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Boy. I'm gonna go do things as well.
I'm gonna go eat probably, or at least get something to snack on.
I don't know if Danny's back yet, but
Danny dead.
rest in peace.
I'm gonna wait until Danny is officially back to take back the. Be back soon.
I live.
Yay!
Yay!
They gotta load in, but our icons are there.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't. No, just kidding.
Damn. Cruel.
I know. I just hope it doesn't take forever to load in. You two are all. You and Ryan and Aubrey are both loaded in, but no one else.
Tibble.exe is expiring.
I know loaded in. Well, you know they're loading.
I'm sorry. I'm selecting some music.
Oh, you're good.
In about an hour and a half, dinner's gonna be ready. So maybe
Nice, what are we
an hour or
having?
2 hours.
I said nice, what are we having?
Oh, I don't know. Beef stroganoff.
Ooh.
Oh, yum.
Do they got noodles or mashed potatoes in it?
Noodles.
Okay.
You
Jack
have mash
is
on
the
the side.
only one not loaded in.
I'm not loaded in. I'm
Not yet.
gone.
If the DM doesn't load in the next 15 minutes, we get to level up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
Told me that's law.
Do you want me to change the background back, by the way, Jack?
Yes, actually.
Okay, now you're loaded in.
Sweet. Copyright free music.
Yum yum.
By the way, Jack, I do think that the Peter bot is probably better because it's actually got a lot of 5 stars on it.
It's the
Right.
one we use for my Avernus game, and it works quite well.
Oh fuck yeah! Send a link to me, and I will invite it to the chat.
I am sending it to you right now.
Lit.
Oh, 1 second.
Glad I could help.
Here.
What's up, Freddy?
What's up, Freddy?
Peter.
Beater.
Waiter.
Yeah.
Beater.
My roommate just showed me some bones.
Ooh, bones.
Oh, yeah.
Bones? Oh, I love a good bone.
We all love a
too.
bone.
Guys,
Crazy.
come on. Twitch.
I don't know what Twitch's rules are.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
I'm
point.
talking about jawbones. You heathens.
That
I
is...
have like skulls and stuff. I was just talking about,
these are
bones.
for educational purposes, Twitch.
Yeah. We're educational people.
It was.
No, we're here to educate
was-
people.
Hey, Jack, would you like to know what it was?
What was it?
It was an elongated cow skull.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Lit.
Jack's like, I don't like it.
Aren't just, wouldn't that just
What do you
be
mean?
a
I just
horse skull at that point?
Yeah, I just attacked you guys with one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Love that.
It's a
on
slash
brand.
command, by the way.
The slash command?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Alright, sorry, Fred Boat. Get the hell out of here.
Garbage man.
Server settings.
It also has Spotify playlist compatibility.
Oh my god,
hell
thank
yeah.
god.
Is it compatible with YouTube as well?
Yes, it should be.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because that's what we use all the time.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, well, I mean, you can have a lot of feelings about it if you want. You can enjoy editing that later, Coda.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
gonna be a little loud.
Yeah, I have to turn down the volume.
Yeah, you gotta adjust
very
Peter a little
crisp,
bit.
though.
He's a little loud.
Very crisp and good volume control.
Yeah. We looked
That's-
through many before we found Peter.
Thank you for bringing him to us.
You're so welcome.
Hi, Peter.
Okay, so hopefully
I could kiss Peter.
I'm so happy.
it's not too quiet on stream.
You're welcome, BB.
I think it'll be good, but I'm not sure. So we will find out.
Hey.
Let me actually
Yeah, it
ask.
seems fine. It seems fine.
Okay.
If anybody who's still watching the stream has a complaint,
We have 4 watchers.
What's up,
Most of it is us.
watchers?
Most of it is us,
us.
though.
Hi, us.
Fuck is watching.
Thank you, Puck. We appreciate it.
Hold on, give me a moment. Yep. All with these fucking bots.
It's me, I'm the bot.
I have a thing pulled up off to the side, Twitch Insights, where I can type in the name of a Twitch username, and it'll let me know if it's a bot.
Ooh.
Tell you I'm a bot.
Beep boop.
Let me check. No,
Great.
you are not a bot.
Your secret's safe with me, Ryan.
Thank you.
Okay, so did everybody enjoy the intro?
Yeah, that was lit.
Oh my god, yeah, that was just the intro, wasn't it?
Bitches.
Yeah, it sure was, my man.
Speaking of which,
That was the opening cutscene.
We genuinely could have died in that cutscene.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody.
Yes.
Roll initiative again.
Oh my god, shut up. Can I talk, please?
No.
Oh my God.
8 hours earlier,
Oh!
Oh,
it is a pleasant midday in Tippet Pass. The inns bustle with travelers such as yourselves, and your days, so far, have been rather normal. We see within one particular tavern, the Rabbit's Foot Inn, is an afternoon rush. Known for its excellent food, many in Tippet Pass visit the inn for their lunches. Many round tables are set to ready with even more individuals seated for eating. A human woman, loud-mouthed in demeanor, is both taking orders at the counter and chastising regulars who are misbehaving. She has a little piece of parchment with a pencil to write down to write down the orders that people are taking. And she goes, "All right, 2 spicy beef stews and hey, no smoking pipes inside. You know we have kids in here at this time, dunghead. Don't make me get Girik." And just as the woman finishes her scolding, a very large orc man with a chipped tusk and a chef's apron appears from behind her, out from the back kitchen. He's holding up several large platters of steaming food, and he goes, "Right, Girik is here." He lets out a hearty chuckle, and he twists around the counter to deliver the food. "You know this isn't for you. Customers staying overnight get priority." The orc man pushes past impatient customers and day-drunk dwarves. The smell of meat cooked to perfection and herbal aromatics almost drown out the stench of field workers and far travelers who have yet to take a bath. Past the multitudes of patrons, over to a smaller table with just 2 figures sitting. "Here you are, veggie sandwich for the gnome and a spicy rice bowl for the hooded one. Feel free to take it back to your room if the rowdy ones start bothering ya." And Girik sets the food down in front of you two. Would you guys mind taking turns describing your characters in proper, starting with Maya?
Oh, shite. Alright, I guess that means me first. Maya has tan complexion. She has a few bolder features. She seems to be of a stockier nature for a gnome. She has a massive mane of red hair that has been braided tightly to her back, and she has stuffed it under her cloak. She has her bag set next to her, and she is wearing a bunch of desert-ish explorer attire. She is wearing brighter colors, but bland, like beiges and browns and sandy colors, stuff like that. Her face is covered in a few scars, and she has bright green eyes. And she seems to be wearing a constant mix between a scowl and contemplation. Like she's constantly thinking about something in the back of her head.
All right. So you have just been set down your lunch. You got a veggie sandwich. Seems to be on this nice toasted, kind of garlicky, like hoagie bun. It's got some cheese, avocado spread, tomatoes, kind of resembling like a tomato caprese, where it's got the tomatoes and the big mozzarella.
God.
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds delicious.
So
You know
good.
what? I was gonna make it to be like she eats meats and vegetables, but you're making her want to be a vegetarian.
You're welcome. I guess.
It's a compliment. Sorry.
Yeah, I like describing food. It makes me hungry though.
Valid.
All right. It is. There's a reason why people go here for their lunch, even if they're not, staying at the inn. Is that this is like toasted to perfection. The bread is still warm enough that it kind of makes like the edges of the mozzarella a little bit melty. And it's served with a side of like little potato wedges.
Oh God, you're playing to Maya's and my favorite food types. I fucking love wedge fries. God damn.
All right, and Audra, would you mind describing yourself?
There's not a whole lot to describe with Audra for the most part, as they are completely covered They wear typically a large, wide brim hat that has a veil that drops down. Maya, being my traveling partner, has also seen a mask that they wear on occasion that is a little bit more, I guess, inconspicuous. But for the most part, they wear rather bright colored kind of monk's attire that is in kind of an emerald green shade with pops of like a gold yellow color. And the arms on them are also covered with wraps. So for the most part, they're completely covered in clothing, or a hat, or a mask, or something akin to that. But they're tall and rather lithe, but you can definitely see the muscle that is underneath.
I'm sorry, I'm pruning bots. That's a bot. Oh, that is definitely... I don't even need to look that one up. It has a like, sexy white lady as an icon.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Hang on, let me look it up.
Someone who would really like.
Maybe
Yep,
they're just
immediately, like the first I typed in AB, it was the first one.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Audra, you can tell that Garrick probably like gave you the suggestion to take it back to your room because you're wearing a mask. Like he doesn't know if it's polite or not, or if you're willing to. But before you is a big bowl. It's the spicy rice bowl is filled with this long grain rice and little chunks of spiced meat, as well as chopped mushrooms. And it comes with a little like side bowl of what would probably like soy sauce. If you wanted to like put the drizzle some soy sauce onto it.
I'm going to lift up the bowl and like give it a sniff to see how I feel about putting it on top.
It sniffs. It sniffs. It smells.
It sure
sniffs
sniffs.
you back. It sniffs you back. It smells very like. At first, it smells like the scent kind of hits you with that like spicy vibe if you like sniff a hot pepper, but then afterwards you can kind of get the aroma, like this like earthy, hearty, like white, like long grain rice that it's used to make, and you can smell the mushrooms, and it's like kind of reminding you of home in a way. It's certainly different. Like this topside bowl of rice, it's much different from where you come from, but it still is a bit reminiscent of the food you used to eat as a child.
Okay. I'm going to pour a little bit of the sauce on top, and with a practiced ease, I will manage to eat it without taking off my hat.
All right, you're an expert. Do you eat with chopsticks?
Yeah, I'll eat it with chopsticks.
Nice. I love that.
Maya is constantly watching you, and she's like, she is trying to lean down to see you lift the thing up, but she's not getting anything.
I'm gonna like click the chopsticks in front of your face. We've been over this. No peeking.
Alright, but if you let me, I would let you look at the book.
Yes, I know we've had this discussion before. No peeking.
Alright.
He isn't interested in the book.
I am interested in the book.
Oh.
But weighing my options. So far,
Weighing
I
your
say
op-
no.
That's fine. You have your secrets, I have mine.
I have caught you several times trying to get underneath, take off the mask. You tried to sneak in my room. Keep your nosy self.
I never touched the mask.
I saw you looking. And I go back to my food.
We're not going to talk about this anymore.
You notice another man from like a table nearby. He's like kind of like trying to get a closer look, and then he like probably hears how you're talking about the mask. He's like, he slowly goes back to his own food.
Don't say anything, but I notice.
He seems a bit interested in what is underneath the veil, but probably guesses that it's certainly impolite, and the owner of the tavern is a giant orc man, so...
You don't fuck with that.
Yeah. Alright, so you two share lunch together so far. A pretty normal day. The food is delicious. The soy sauce, you may have added a bit too much or too little. I'm gonna say
I probably did too much.
Yeah, added a bit too much because you weren't familiar with the sauce. So it's a little bit salty, but you have a cup of water to go with it.
Maya can definitely hear like a couple of like coming from Audra, like might have regretted that, but they eat it all anyway.
It's still good, and you realize that the saltiness was your own fault, but the spiced meat that and mushrooms that make up like the rest of the dish, very like complementary to each other. It's kind of that like it's got a very earthy flavor to it, with that kick of spice that comes in like after you're like chewing on it for a bit. Maya, the veggie sandwich is just delightful. It is it is like definitely something that you're like, this is lunch? ?
She also likes sandwiches because you can eat them with one hand. She is currently has a scroll on the table, and she also has her book on her other side. She is holding the scroll while the book is writing itself. She is copying in from the scroll the spell of Shadow Blade.
One of these days you are going to end up eating the paper and not your food.
I will say, I have almost done it before. Only a corner, but it was still embarrassing.
As you say, only a corner, the quill that is writing into the spell book emphasizes a period just a little too hard. Over on the same table of the nosy man, he notices that the spellbook is writing itself, and he starts like leaning off to the side again, the other side,
to try. It closes in his face.
And he goes back to his food.
The people here are particularly nosy.
She puts the book down beside her and leans over the back beside him. Hello.
Hello.
Would you mind keeping your own fucking business?
It's just not something you see every day,
It's very wow. Lost the voice here for a sec. It's a spell book. It's a spell book.
Right, fancy magic. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't be prying.
No, you shouldn't.
She goes back to her food and continues the rest of her spell. She does not apologize.
I want to move so that the guy can tell that I'm watching him.
He like clears his throat. He's like,
and I continue to do so until it's uncomfortable.
Well, send my compliments to the chef. And he stands up and he like just takes the rest of his food with him outside of the tavern, completely embarrassed.
When he leaves, I go back to doing what I was doing. That was the goal.
We're fucking rude.
Get out of my fucking business.
Mind your fucking business, David. What's his name, David?
His name was not David.
Should have been.
All right. In the meantime, outside the inn, on the streets of Tippet Pass, merchant wagons set up shop to peddle wares before their departure. A number of stands and shops next to the main road are open to trade as well. A halfling in dorky suspenders is hyping up the efficacy of his odds and ends, miracles, miracle cures, and lucky stones. There's an old Fletcher that shows off a collection of well-carved arrows to a hunter, namely a wild-haired half-elven man. And a couple yards down is a butcher shop with a man in a blood-stained apron adjusting the sign outside so it looks perfectly symmetrical. And among the line of shops and stands is a general store of miscellaneous supplies. Inside, the shopkeep has a line of scrap metals and raw materials set across the counter. Looking a bit perturbed by the strange request of a new customer, but with the amount of knickknacks that he has at his disposal, it's quite easy to scrounge up the requested items. Danny, would you like to describe your character? Or Tybalt?
You see a orange-skinned man with goggles with several settings to get to magnify things, and he's looking over all of the little bits and pieces that he might buy. As his hair kind of crackles a little bit, and after he picks one up, and some of the stones roll from his pouch and hover on his not hover on his shoulder, but they mold onto his shoulder to a little construct, and he holds it, holds the piece of scrap to the construct. So, what do you think? No,
I think.
No, not you.
You're not talking to me. What is that?
The little construct crosses its arms and stares at the man.
He raises an eyebrow and just kind of takes a step back.
Don't mind him. He's a little sensitive about his size.
Right, my apologies.
This is just a friend of mine. And as he's saying that, he's taking the little construct and putting it back in the pouch. And while the construct is in Tybalt's hand, it's flailing its arms at the guy.
Is that thing gonna come for me in my sleep?
He's harmless, and he puts him away.
Right.
But he does scoop up a whole shelf of scraps and sets it on the counter. I would like all this.
All of this.
Oh, wait a minute! And he takes another shelf and puts it on there. Almost forgot.
Right, is there a reason why you need all of this? Nothing, really. It's odds and ends, knickknacks, things like that. This is a broken faucet, and this one is just a hunk of stone.
Well, to you, it might be nothing. But to someone of my trained hands, and he holds out his hands, and they are severely calloused.
Ugh. I can throw in some gloves. You want some gloves?
Yep. I lose dexterity.
Right. I'm sorry. This is not usually how I do business. I know I should be upselling all of the things that I have in stock, but this is just the strangest occurrence I've had in probably the last couple months. I've never met someone like you with little buddies and such an interest in trinkets.
Well, I'll show you. And he pulls out the construct again, and he places it next to pick an item. Pick an item, Jack.
Pick an item.
Yeah.
A broken like wristwatch.
Okay. He puts it down, and the construct like picks up the broken wristwatch a little bit, like holds it to the light, and then like its mouth like opens, and it just like consumes it. And after a couple seconds, a like small like working clock like appears on the construct's chest. That's why.
That's gonna be at least half a copper.
Well, I was buying it anyways.
Good. If you're getting the rest of this, this is gonna be only about 2 gold.
And he goes and grabs like 2 more shelves.
4 gold.
Deal. And he drops 4 gold.
Just so you know, gold is a lot. You can live a modestly like normal lifestyle by spending 1 gold a day.
Correct.
I'm just making sure that you understand.
I know.
So yeah, he like just as confused. He sells you a metric shit ton of garbage.
It'll all come in handy.
Like a hoarder, or...
Yes and no.
That I don't think that. Okay.
It's yes and no. It's yes and no.
You see,
because
Tybalt is an artificer.
Tybalt is an artificer.
Yeah, I love it though. It's very useful scrap.
Exactly.
All right. So, do you have a place to store all of this?
The little construct goes just after like 10-20 minutes the construct just like consumes all of it over that like 20-minute time period.
Is your fucked up little bag of holding?
Kinda.
I love this though.
I guess I'm allowing it because you haven't given me the option or talked about it with me at all. This bag of holding got teeth.
It'll bite you.
This thing hurts. All right. So, does this little construct have a name yet?
Me personally, I haven't named it. But I know Tybalt would have named it.
Do you want me to name it?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You do. For sure you do.
Oh no.
Yes. No, because me and Jack have a thing.
His name is Henry.
Oh.
What, is that boring for you?
Oh. I was expecting something else, but okay, it's cool.
Wait, what were you expecting? No, fucking text me.
Expecting a name,
Okay.
then you should just say
We can change its name. We can change its name whenever we fucking want.
I wasn't expecting a specific name. I was expecting
You were expecting a specific name. Send me the specific name you had in mind.
No, I was not expecting a specific name. That's what I said.
Oh, you weren't expecting a specific name.
Correct.
You know what? Okay.
Spiraling.
I'll just fucking. I'll think about it. I'll think about naming this weird, fucked up little monster thing.
I bet. But yeah,
Okay.
he does. He like just consumes all of it over that time.
The general store shopkeeper is staring, like kind of jaw dropped, and he's like, "Can I get me one of those?"
Maybe. And when Tybalt says this, the construct like glares at Tybalt. All right. No, I'm sorry. You can't.
You know what? Fine. That's fine. Just enjoy, I guess. Is it all gone?
He holds out a hand to the construct, and the construct like spits out the broken watch into his hand. And he holds it out to the shopkeep.
So this thing isn't eating; it's just like holding stuff in its stomach.
It's complicated.
Name it Kirby right fucking now. Name it Kirby right fucking now.
No. So he was like, "Will that be all for you?"
Be all for
Do
you.
you know where? Do you know where I could get a bite to eat?
Right. Sorry. Get a bite to eat. I would say the Rabbit's Foot. It's just across the street. It's a very good place.
Thanks. And then he leaves. Another word.
That man is gonna question things for so long. I hope you know what you've done.
He closes it, like when you leave, he turns the sign and locks the door. He closes shop, so he's gonna think about this for the rest of the day.
Also, he just made a massive profit for the day.
Are you kidding?
That's true.
He can afford to close early. He just made a massive fucking
This man
profit.
can retire.
You just made that man's fucking week.
Yeah.
When we have to evacuate in 6 hours, he's gonna have the money to fucking start a new shop.
Let me roll to see if he was one of the successful escapees. That's a 2.
No.
He made bank and then proceeded to just die.
Yep.
It was literally a day from retirement.
Fuck. That sucks. That poor man. Oh my god.
That's upsetting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, Tybalt, you head to the Rabbit's Foot?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I mean, his contract got something to eat. Now he gets something to eat.
That's true. So, over by the town entrance, a transport wagon is carrying a number of newcomers along the frontier roads. Much like most wagons in this world, this is the part where I get into some fun world building. It is pulled by no horses.
Wait, are you for real?
Are you for real? It is pulled. Shut up. It is pulled by 2 very large, domesticated, giant insects.
Yes.
I love that
so
Jack
much
hates
cooler than
horses.
Hold on, it gets better.
Scary.
It gets better?
Horses are scary, and this is why they don't exist in most of my D&D worlds.
Are you sure it's not because of the horse
excuses.
piss story?
The horse piss story, we can't get into the horse piss story.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I want to know.
For watchers right now, you're never gonna hear about this story because we can't. But just know, Jack is
I want to hear
traumatized.
about this story later.
It was just the horse didn't pee on me. I was sitting on the horse while it and it was just such a like mystical world.
Can we not talk about this?
Because I could feel the horse pissing.
Hey,
Jack. I was in on it.
Jack. I'm gonna say that Maya died in the escape, so I don't have to sit through this.
So
Holy shit.
I didn't even get to the best part of this world building.
I don't. Okay. I'm sorry. Continue with the world building.
Oh my god.
It is pulled by 2 domesticated giant insects. These things are like a cross between a centipede and a roly-poly.
Aw.
These large creatures curl up into wheel-like balls, and they propel themselves forward with a number of prehensile spines on their back. If you need help imagining this, just think about a whirlipede from Pokemon. I literally had that written down.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a whirlipede.
It's my favorite fucking Pokemon.
Are they colored like a whirlipede?
Oh, please tell me they are.
They are like a deep grayish purple.
Grayish purple.
I love them.
Oh, they're probably naturally armored too.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Objectively better than horses.
Absolutely.
That's a good
better.
point.
Could kill you worse than horses, though.
Probably. So these creatures are fit with special harnesses that allow them to pull carts and wagons with ease while they roll. So they just create wheels at the front of a wagon and then pull the rest of the wagon with them.
Oh, that also explains why the carts are so fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, it does.
Hopping off the transport wagon is a dragonborn with a lustrous sheen to his scales. And he walks into town. Coden, would you mind describing your character?
I would not mind at all. Yeah, as Jack explained, I am a dragonborn, specifically a topaz dragonborn. Or long story short, gem dragonborn. So I don't have the typical metal, very shiny and gem-like. I didn't put down what his actual fucking height was. Whatever. We're not comparing heights. But he's got this kind of. It's not really I wouldn't say that it's lush, but it definitely looks like it's more of a how would I even describe his jacket? It has kind of this quilt pattern. This very light blue and white quilt pattern on it. This thick, not really fur, but it's just a thick jacket, and more like a cloak that kind of goes down over his commoner clothes. What it looks like. Isn't really super fancy. Has these quills that come out of the back of his head. That's what it's meant. On the picture is meant to be, but it's a picture, so
it will look better when we get the full art.
Yeah. But just imagine that the hair there is meant to be actually quills. These piercing kind of serpentine eyes, very still gem-like as well, I suppose. And while you can't really see it, there's a certain level of not really he holds himself in a very confident way, but in the way that is very much like a I know who I am sort of vibe.
You're wearing a jacket, right?
It's more kind of like a now that I look at it, it's more kind of like a cloak, because it goes a lot longer down. It covers, it goes past his knees a little bit. So it's more of a cloak than anything else.
All right. Okay, and you have a sword and shield in your back, right?
Yes, my sword is it's still on my hip, but it's kind of tucked behind it a little bit. And then my shield is on my back, and my cloak helps hide that quite a bit.
All right. So
and
you have just.
I'm gonna say it
Oh.
because I can, but he does also have the tail.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So
You know, actually, canonically, Dragonborn do have tails in this world.
nice. So yeah, it's a like flat tail. It's not like a typical dragon tail. It's very like kind of flat, like a dolphin's tail. It doesn't look like that, but it's flat in that way.
Gotcha.
Where it's like a sandwich.
So, you are just walking into town. What are you doing as you arrive here? The transport wagon drops off a bunch of people. Most of them seem to be travelers or people who are like actual like citizens of this town that just are returning. Some of them head off to the Rabbit's Foot Inn. Some of them are like immediately going to the the line of merchants and stands. You, by the command of your order, are basically on patrol. It is not ceremonious, it is not intense, it is not supposed to be like any special assignment. They gave you like basically the freedom and to be like, just go out and keep an eye on this place. You have been sorry, continue.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I imagine it's not like oh, this is a specific town that you should go, and it's kind of like, all right, hey, go in this region, this part of the world, check in town, see how things are going. Actually,
I would say that they did recommend this town because according to them, the last contact you had with them is that roughly in this area, like this is the closest town to it happening. There have been sightings of single undead creatures, and it might just be a fluke. It might be a mistaken thing, but they don't have anybody here in this town, so they sent you.
Okay. I mean, I think that definitely influences what I'm doing then. Exactly, or at least my next steps is, I think what I'm gonna do is, on the travel here, I had like, probably just as a safety measure, because, you know, even if it was like this, oh, these are flukes, it's still a patrol, and if it is something, it's better to be safe than sorry. So, you know, preparing like a, you know, sanctuary, divine grace, things like that, to just in case something is needed and something pops up. Mm-hmm. That's kind of his game plan. They're nothing big, nothing specific, but if
does make it kind of ironic that you were caught unawares.
Oh yeah,
you know, when it actually happened.
Definitely ironic.
So what do you do from here? You're in town. You got wherever you want to go.
Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the merchants first, the shop area. Not to actually shop, but to more linger and listen, because, you know, as a traveler, if you're, like, knowing from experience at least, if you want to learn something, the people who travel around are the ones who are gonna have the stories to tell. Like, if you are wanting to know what's happening, the people who actually leave the town and go out a little further, yeah, they'll probably know.
Absolutely.
I do like a I guess quote unquote window shop, in that I do like look at wares.
Window shop?
And like maybe buy a drink or two, but I'm not there to shop, I'm there to listen and blend in.
I gotcha. So, as you're walking by, you hear the convo between the Fletcher and the hunter. This half-elven man who's got a long sword at his hip, or not a long sword, a short sword at his hip, and a bow, like a long bow across his back, and then in one hand is a bag of what appears to be it's kind of bloody, and your best guess is that's pelts. He's back from hunting, and you hear him talking to the Fletcher. He goes, right. So last thing I killed, it broke like half of my arrows. Big fucking tough hide. Do you think this would be able to handle that? And the Fletcher looks at him and goes, I would suggest you don't attack things that are too strong for arrows, or else that will happen. And the hunter's like, look, it isn't my fucking fault, okay? I was doing my job. I was hunting out big great beasts out there, and I got what I needed for, business. And I'm trying to do business here because I'm going to sell this for a lot of money, but first I want to restock on my arrows. You pass.
The hunter said whatever it was. I know you're still like talking this way, but just really fast.
Go ahead.
Am I to imply that whatever broke his arrows, he did manage to kill and skin, or that like he had come back to get more arrows to try?
He did manage to kill and skin it, but he's now like out of arrows entirely. He's broken most of them.
Keep going. All right. I think I just kind of like the best way to imagine it is like he kind of just makes a check mark in his mind on a list. Like, okay, come back to that.
And in case you guys didn't notice, that's the reason why he didn't help out in the fight. He had no arrows.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of a genius. So you walk past him. You see him talking to the Fletcher. You see the halfling in suspenders is now surrounded by like a couple several people who are like deigning interest upon him as he is peddling these vials of liquid. He's calling Drake Spit. And Drake Spit is supposed to be this miracle cure. And he's talking to them. He's like, the glory of dragons is insurmountable. The magic is infused in every little bit of their DNA. This vial of Drake Spit will be able to cure whatever ails you. A sore back, that'll cure it. A broken foot, that'll cure it. The new illness, disease, fever of the week, this will cure it. Imbue yourself with the magic of dragons.
Okay.
Do you want to roll me a Arcana check or a History check?
Yeah, I'll do an Arcana. I was also gonna ask, is this maybe an Insight check to see if he's just straight up lying to these people? But I can also do Arcana.
You can choose an Arcana or a Insight check.
I think I'm gonna do an Insight for the hell of it. Hey, that's 17.
He's fucking lying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think. So I think I'm able to tell like this guy is a scammer, or at least a charlatan, trying to sell off these.
This is quite literally a snake oil situation.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I think Russ is gonna think about it for a moment, and then there was nothing else besides that hunter that kind of caught his attention, and not like the hunter is going anywhere anytime soon. And while it's a little thing,
he's probably going to the general store to. He's probably going to the general store to sell off his pelts. That is, if the general store was open.
Yeah, I think, and
He doesn't know that yet.
It's just a little thing, but I think, anything to help the people helps. So I think Ross is gonna raise his hand and be like, sir?
Yes! How can I help you, young man?
If I may ask, what species of dragon did you collect this spit from?
Oh, that excellent question. This is from a gold dragon.
A gold dragon?
Yes, precisely.
And may I ask, how were you able to collect this spit so easily?
Oh, I have found the dragon asleep in the cave, managed to sneak up to its mouth while it was snoring, and I collected its spit from the drool that this dragon gave.
Right. May I ask, where did you find this gold dragon exactly?
The gold dragon, it was up in the mountainous hills of Warfall Line, right before the dwarven territories. You would probably know that that's not the habitat that a gold dragon would even make its lair in.
Yeah, it's and also like aren't gold, because metallic gold is metallic, and usually those are, typically speaking, more friendly to people, right?
Yes. Metallic dragons are friendlier to people, supposedly. It has been many years since dragons have, most people think that dragons are a myth.
Yeah.
Because it's been many years since the exodus of the Draconite Isles, which is where the Dragonborn came from, initially.
Yeah.
So dragons definitely exist, but very few people have seen one since the exodus.
Yeah. I think Veras is going to be like, oh well, that's fascinating. Did you manage to catch it in the middle of its migration period, or what's perhaps maybe a bronze dragon you were seeing, since gold dragons don't reside in mountains?
My migration period. No, this was its lair. It lived there. You see, as
can I do the Arcana check now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, that's just a 12.
A 12?
Uh-huh.
Well, you with that knowledge, you know that the body parts of a dragon are magical in nature.
Yeah.
But the spit, specifically, drinking the spit straight up does nothing. It's an ingredient in potions or rituals, stuff like that. Like if you gave it to a anointed wizard, or a witch who had the knowledge to apply it, it could definitely have magical purposes. But just drinking dragon spit is gross, and it will maybe make you belch fire if it's really a gold dragon. But that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vera's gonna be like, well, excuse me for being rude here, sir, but I don't believe you're telling the truth. Gold dragons don't reside in mountains.
I'm sorry. Do you think that you're more of an authority on dragons than me? Everybody in the crowd.
Only a dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Looks at you. Everybody in the crowd looks at you, who is a dragonborn. You're from the ancient land of not specifically.
Yeah, but
you're descended from people who come from the ancient land of dragons, the Draconite Isles, and you immediately are a better authority on this stuff. And you see that one dwarf like, he looks at you and then looks back at the halfling and goes, "You're a fucking moron!" And then he just, like, laughs and starts walking off, and everybody, like, starts to chuckle as well, as this halfling has absolutely put himself in an unwinnable situation.
Yeah. Burroughs does feel a little bad, but because he doesn't particularly like that the man is being laughed at, but you know, he only brought it up to help these people not get scammed, you know? And so I do think Burroughs kind of oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I think while these people are gonna, you know, laughing at this halfling, I think he kind of pats the halfling on the shoulder and goes, "If you are going to try and sell things to people, perhaps do a little more research. It'll be quite a lot of help."
Don't touch me. He, like, swats your hand away and starts packing up the vials of what you guess is probably just thick water.
Yeah.
It's gross, like, thick water. And he's stuffing them into a crate in the back of his large merchant wagon. Namely the crate that was thrown overboard.
Oh my god.
After he finishes tossing, like, shoving all of the Drake spit back into the crate and seals it on the top, he just huffs and he closes the curtains on the back of the wagon, so you can't see him anymore. He's basically shutting the door on you.
I think Rose is kind of like, well, have a good day, sir. And then he does head towards the
Leave.
I was. And
Good.
he goes towards the general store to try and find the hunter. Because it is odd that something was able to break his arrows.
The hunter, after heading to the general store, noticed that it was closed. And goes, "Oh, fuck." And he's like, grumpily, like, with the sack over his shoulder, like, heading towards the rabbit's foot.
Sir?
Like, what?
Oh, I was just curious. You said you killed something quite magnificent in the woods, right?
Right?
If I may ask, what did you kill? It seems, at least from what I heard, it was quite the feat.
It was a dillo bear.
Oh. That's impressive.
Are you familiar?
Oh, am I?
Roll me a history check.
Yeah, I was, I also I didn't like me. Oh, holy shit!
What'd you get?
That is a nat 20, and even with my advantage, I got the same roll with my advantage. It's 21.
So, a dillo bear is a much larger species of wild bear. Has very, very thick hide, and on top of that, it has this pangolin like armored shell, like, that goes down its back and over its arms. Basically, an armadillo bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like an armadillo bear. Okay.
Yep, it's called a dillo bear, but the, like, armor plating on it, and it has a long tail. It's much more resembling a pangolin, a very large, vicious pangolin.
Very large, vicious pangolin. I love that.
Yeah, when fighting these things with arrows, will probably break the arrows against the armored scales. But if you kill it, the scales can, like, fetch a high price, which is kind of why he was going for it.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I think Burroughs, with that knowledge in mind, at least his worries is very quickly calmed, and he's like, "That's quite a feat. It's a shame the general store was closed."
Right, I don't know what the fucking deal with that is.
It's the like it's like afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's afternoon. Somebody must have gone in and done something, or something must have happened to the general
Oh my
store.
god, yeah. Oh shit, okay.
Burping and hiccuping.
Yeah, okay, I think Vern's like, it's a shame. Well, there's always tomorrow, I suppose.
You're right. I'll just keep the scales with me. Hopefully, Garrick won't give me too much trouble when I try to go inside with him.
Oh, I mean, I can go in with you if you'd like. It's not every day someone kills a dillo bear. That's impressive.
I appreciate it. I did get the drop on him, but I appreciate the sentiment.
The drop is
Yeah,
still a drop.
But I ambushed it.
That's impressive and a good skill for a hunter to have.
That's right. That's what I do. Hey, if you don't mind, I wanna go eat lunch.
Yes, of course. Sorry.
But look, you're fine. I like to do it alone.
Of course. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope the general store gives you a good price for that.
Yeah, much appreciated. If you're new in town, I haven't seen you before. You can I would honestly suggest the Rabbit's Foot. It's very good.
I will go and I don't have much else to do, so I wouldn't
No
visit.
offense, but I don't eat with cops.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He's
Yours
not
isn't a
Sorry,
cop.
He has cop vibes. He has cop vibes.
How does he have cop vibes?
He just
Oh.
like he comes into town. He's like, "Excuse me, sir." No, not the
trying to
hunter.
be polite.
I know. I'm just I'm saying it how I see it.
Oh my god.
If I had weed, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah. I do think Bruce is going to go to the Rabbit's Foot, however. He is going to go ahead of the man so that he does, to eat alone. He's not going to force the man to eat with him, but he's going to go to the Rabbit's Foot. At least right now, it seems like perhaps it was more of a fluke. These undead that have been reported. He's going to try and keep an eye out, but his worries and suspicions are more calmed. Since there isn't there's not a lot of talk. And that sort of stuff, if it was something big.
The townsfolk so far haven't seen so much of these like undead sightings themselves. So you head into the Rabbit's Foot. Everyone's days go about as expected or unexpected when things start to reach nightfall. Which brings us to about 8.5 hours later. Riding the wagons out of town on the old frontier roads, you've put lots of distance between yourselves and the town. You all are sharing a wagon with there is a couple, like, it's a very large merchant wagon, so it can carry a lot of stuff, but now it's empty and filled with people. At the front is the halfling in suspenders, the Drake spit peddler who lost his stock and is now escaping from a Undead Horde, as well as the rest of you who are doing the same. Also on the wagon is the woman with the injured leg and her young child in her arms. The hunter, as well, who still has a sanctuary spell. I believe he was the one who was driving who was heading the wagon, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was either Hunter or like the frayed half-elf, which might be the hunter.
It is the hunter, yes.
That is the hunter.
Okay, then yeah, he has I cast I cast sanctuary on him.
Okay.
Earlier.
So instead the halfling is like twiddling his thumbs, kind of hyperventilating in the wagon, while the half-elven hunter is at the reins of the giant bugs. And he's driving the wagon down. He speeds it up enough to catch up with the rest of the escaping wagons so that they can all keep an eye on each other. And it's a number of minutes, like, after the attack, when everything starts to sort of settle in an uneasy way.
Sorry, BRB, sorry.
Oh my god.
Don't you deafen yourself. Okay.
I wish Coden told us what the fuck he was doing at least.
Aw. Wonder about it.
So the rest of you are on the road, the Old Frontier Road, supposedly heading towards the nearest hold, which to your guys' knowledge, or at least the people who would be knowledgeable of this, is at least 3 days, like, on the wagon.
You said the woman has a broken leg, right?
The woman has a broken leg. It seems like she's still holding on, like definitely, like she's doing fine, like, now that she's sitting down and she's not using it, but it still seems like either dislocated or splintered or something.
Okay. I'm gonna try and help her. I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm also gonna use some of my lay on hands to try and help her.
All right, how many hit points do you dump into her?
I mean, I'll say 5.
All right. So 5 points of this divine healing energy. You rest a hand on her knee, and it flows through the rest. It flows through the rest of her, like, leg, and slowly you see the injured, bruised state of this this woman's leg. It starts to refit and kind of gross. So she looks away as she feels the bone resetting into her body, and the healing magic disperses. And she, like, tests her leg out, like she swings it around, and she's like, "Oh, thank you. Are you a holy man?"
Yes, and I would still be careful about it for a little while, just to give your body time to recuperate.
Much appreciated. I thought we were going to die in there.
We didn't. I'm glad
I
that
told you
and
not
your
to
child
panic.
didn't.
What was that, Audra?
Oh,
I said I told you not to panic. Because when I lifted her out, I was like, "Don't panic, we're gonna get you out of here."
She looks over at you, Audra, and goes, I apologize. I thank you all. Thank you so much for rescuing me and my son.
You don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to thank us. I'm simply glad that you and your son made it out alive.
Yeah. Would have been a shame.
The child still clutching on to her, she, like, tries to, like, get his attention, and he's just burying his face in her chest. He doesn't want to look anywhere. Like, he's so overwhelmed still. He hasn't recovered from the stress yet. So she just continues embracing him. Meanwhile, the older dwarven man is sitting slumped in the wagon, his warhammer on his knees, and he's just looking around, and he goes, you four did well.
So did you?
Not saving
What was that, Audra?
I said, so did you.
Oh, I tried my best. Poor men that died out there. Can't help but feel responsible for it. I should have trained them better.
You could
But they
not
weren't
have
ready.
expected what happened.
They weren't ready for that. That was too much.
I don't think you could be ready for that. It is not your fault.
You say that, but I'm going to be carrying some guilt with me for time. I'm used to it.
Well,
Any idea where that those monsters could have come from?
no, I do not. I just came on to town today. I am sorry.
I just came here for lunch.
It's a shame. That place had good food.
Oh, fuck, did he get out?
The big
Here?
orc.
Yeah.
I saw him. I saw him climb in one of the wagons with at least 4 or 5 people in his arms.
What a fucking hero he is. Alright, well, at least he's a good cook and a good man.
Certainly, Girik is I would have liked to have him on the guard if he wasn't so married to the tavern keep role.
It's a damn good lunch.
Oh, the best fucking sandwiches I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
They were
same
quite
here.
good.
Right. I should introduce myself. Duggan. He points to himself. I'm Duggan. You just call me Duggan. Don't matter. Former town head of the town guard.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Duggan. My name is Veras. And I kind of hold out my hand for him.
He shakes your hand. It seems like he is insisting upon these formalities because with experience and like his in his line of work, after you see something traumatic, like if to him this seems to be a coping mechanism, especially if since he is a veteran soldier. So he immediately starts formalities. He shakes your hand and goes, "Pleasure to meet you, Veras." Quite the strange characters we got in this old wagon here today.
I'd say so. Hi, I'm Maya. Nice to meet you. So we're just gonna glance over the fact that well, we can't glance over that fact. Where the fuck did those things come from? I'm getting offhand, but we all got there today, right? We all came into town today.
You guys might have came into town a day earlier or so, but it's definitely more of just like a pit stop, and you had the unlucky timing.
Why
Like,
there?
You're here for a day or two.
Why there? She's just muttering to herself now.
I don't know. I haven't seen hide or hair, heard any bit of an undead intact like that.
It was quite large as well. Whatever caused that to happen was powerful, I would have to assume.
Some sort of necromancer, you might think.
Who knows? I mean, it's not every day undead raising their own, so most likely.
What about you, Crystal Eyes? Those weird goggles on your face,
Dibble has like not been paying attention at all to this conversation. He's been like he's holding his construct, and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you scared? Do you got everything?"
The little construct. So does it like resemble an actual like little robot man?
So
like Chibi Robo.
So I think of like, I can't remember his name. The clay golem from the Adventure Zone.
Roswell?
Yeah.
Roswell. Kinda like that, just tiny.
So like a suit of armor
Yeah,
with like stone inside of it or clay inside of it?
yeah, kinda. So it looks more like rock, more
Gotcha.
rough.
All right, so this little guy like looks up at you and gives a thumbs up.
Oh. Huh? You talk to me.
Right, you just seemed like the knowledgeable sort. I wanted to gauge your thoughts on the situation.
On that. And he juts his thumb like back towards the town.
The vague direction of where the town used to be. Duggan goes, "Yeah, yes, exactly. That the situation on that."
That's a false necromancer.
A fucking necromancer?
I, the person, don't deal in them sorts of magic. The construct like punches him in the neck lightly. He's like,
when you
My
say punches
apologies.
him in the neck, the space between that and lightly, I thought it just like folk right in the throat.
Her body chops you with the Adam's apple.
Oh god!
because the construct's only like
He's a wee
honestly,
lad.
like 6 inches, 5 inches tall.
Tiny little man.
Yeah, so he can just kind of sit on the shoulder, but he like lightly like punches in the neck to like let him know that he's being impolite. My apologies. I'm Tybalt V. Nihilus. At Joseph's, and he pulls out like a card and he hands it to him.
Duggan grabs the card, looks at it confused, and goes, name's Duggan. Former town guard.
You know, you don't have to keep saying former town guard. You still saved most of the town. And she points to the other carts.
None of the guard.
Well, your job to protect them now until they find new guards.
He takes a deep breath. You're right. I've been in the war business so long, I don't know if I'm getting soft. Doesn't make sense.
What? Can I make a history check or an arcana check to see if just like there's something that could like is known magic to make something that strong?
Sure. Make me an arcana check.
Sick. Dope. Thanks.
Hi.
Tweet. Hold on 1 second, because I can check. I will attempt to recall a piece of lore. I'll use this die. Arcana? That's a 19.
Alright, 19. So,
Fuck it up.
with your knowledge, you can
I did
tell,
not roll very high.
you can tell that giant monster, the one with the like minotaur head and flaming, bellowing fireballs, right?
Mm-hmm. That thing.
That thing.
that glaring problem.
That massive fucking beast. From your knowledge, the magic that it would require, because you and Varas are able to tell that it was not the resurrected body of a previous creature. It seemed to have been created and constructed, which means that it wasn't just a simple raised dead that made that thing. It had to have been either a very powerful necromancer or a very powerful magic being, or a collection of necromancers or magical beings that were all pulling their necromantic energy together to create it. It could be one of those two things. Something very, very powerful, or a multitude of things that were collectively raising it.
Colt.
Yeah,
No,
same brain.
like, no run-of-the-mill wizard that's fresh off of Mage College is gonna make something like that.
God, I would hope not.
Yep.
Hey, this is my senior project. Say hi, Tim. Hi.
Jesus, that's really funny to imagine. But God, can you imagine going into a fucking classroom and seeing all these abominations?
Is this
and
my
being like, yeah, this is my
your
senior
thesis?
project.
I'm gonna destroy this town.
That's what Mage College with Vecna was like.
God.
He didn't graduate.
and that Mage College never existed again.
No. He passed with flying colors. The flying colors, black, red, and white for a couple reasons.
Vecna got his college degree after he murdered everyone and appointed himself the dean.
Yeah.
I don't know if the dean can. I'm not. We're not gonna get into this conversation. Never
Don't
mind.
question it.
No.
He's a lich god.
The Lich
He
God.
does what he wants.
All right.
He's essentially.
So yeah, the power that would be required to create a creature of that caliber is it doesn't just come like from random wizards and such. It's either a very powerful magical being or a multitude of them.
Don't like that.
Sounds a bit culty.
It sounds
gonna say.
culty. I'm not sure.
You're breaking up, dear.
You're breaking up. What was that?
Uh-oh. I said I'm not looking forward to this.
Looking forward to it. Are you planning on going back there?
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be a problem for everyone eventually.
And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
No,
You
imagine
make a
this.
point.
I don't know if there's someone out there, but
I believe we have already
Handle it.
crossed the bridge and now it is on fire. So,
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it? Literally?
Right.
might be a more accurate analogy.
Excuse me, I didn't get you two your names. I got Tybalt, Varos.
You got mine.
I introduced themselves. Perhaps you need to pay better attention.
It's been a long night.
Audra.
Audra, and Maya?
Maya, yes.
Internet again?
What was it?
Internet's shitting themselves, pretty much.
Youch. For once, it's not me. Oh my god, 3.5 hours. Sorry, I just time.
Conan, I would like to say this is the best you've ever sounded, ever in the I don't know,
yeah,
4 years that I've known you.
Yeah, it's.
I'm so
Because of
sorry,
my
my internet went out.
All good.
You back? You good now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Alright, cool.
Did I say my name?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're open.
cool. She was not. She didn't mean to say her last name, but she did anyway. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that she said.
And
I said it.
Duggan nods, and he looks over. He sees that the woman has finally she's actually gotten the child to drift off to sleep, and she is settling down. She seems very disinterested in talking. He looks at the halfling, and he goes, "Eh." And you? And the halfling is still shaking, and he's not saying anything, and he's just sitting there shivering, and he's like, oh my gods.
I pat him on the back. I give him a hearty pat on the back. I'm like, get it together.
And we almost died.
But you didn't.
Yeah, everyone
Still
died.
alive.
We're still here.
Tibble, you're so Jesus.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not, but
What?
Exactly.
Well, Duggan points. Duggan juts his thumb back in the direction of the town, and he goes, "Technically, those things lived again."
I did. That
They did die once.
That's true.
Well, you could have died and then been brought back to life. So I mean, make your choices.
Would anyone like to play a game of cards?
The construct, waved its arms at you, trying to get your attention after you say that. No,
Okay.
you can't. Don't. It
has a gambling addiction.
It does have a gambling addiction.
Oh my god. I won't be gambling. If
That's no fun.
I'm not sure what all we could.
What
Gamble.
game exactly? What game of cards?
Oh god, I have to think. What?
Canonically in D&D, it's called Three Dragon Ante, and I don't give a shit how it's played. It's just blackjack.
Okay, blackjack based. Yeah, I guess I'll call it Three Dragon Ante just because.
Or poker. It could be
sounds
literally. It
nice.
could be anything. I don't give a shit. It could be any. It could be any card game. In fact, it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god, I can't. This is the third game in which. No, only the second. Sorry, this is the second game in which you've made Yu-Gi-Oh the main card game of the campaign.
What?
I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh.
So
Powers and now this.
Powers. Oh
Powers is
shit! No,
magic.
that wasn't. That was supposed to be Magic.
Magic the Gathering, yeah.
It was it.
It was
I thought it was like a mix
It was
between
like
Magic.
Arcana. It was like Arcana the Returning or something that we called it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the Arcana, I was like, "Oh, it's Magic the Gathering."
Oh my god.
Yes. But, okay, that's a different. That is a different campaign entirely.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I love it.
Okay, we need to move past this. Sorry.
But yeah, Veros offers to play a card game to try and pass the time and hopefully help everyone calm.
Honestly, that's probably a good idea.
All right. So while you're setting up a card game, Duggan kind of opts out, and he looks over at the driver, the hunter, and he goes, "Excuse me, sir. You rightly know where we're going?" And he goes, and he. The hunter takes a deep breath, and he's like, "I'm following the wagons, but if I would hazard a guess at the directions, which, judging from the point of entry yesterday, sun, moonrise, everything about that, right. The nearest hold would be Gildergleen. Right center of Rathia. It's gonna be a while, and it's going to be annoying to go to the fucking city."
Oh.
Well, At least none of us hate
Is
him.
Maya in character making those noises?
Hold on.
What?
Silence.
I don't think so. No.
Just curious.
I actually have to triple check something. Hold on.
Triple check what?
But continue to talk. You're good. I'm just checking something about Maya.
Oh,
But is
Maya,
also
okay.
opting out of cards, and we'll just watch.
all right.
Maya's going to play though.
Alright. So.
By the way, Maya cheats. She does count cards.
Oh my god.
I
I don't even know if this is a game. I don't know what card game Verse is even setting up, honestly.
Henry is
Fish.
playing.
Yu-Gi-Oh! You're playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
okay. So,
Can you count cards?
as
Oh, even better.
excuse me.
You just beatbox!
Yes, because I'm trying to get you to shut up.
Sorry!
It did not work.
So with our survivors having escaped almost certain death at the hands of a wild undead horde, now attempting to wind down the night with a nice game of Three Dragon Ante, whatever it is in D&D canon. The camera kind of pans out on the collection, the caravan of wagons pulled along the road to supposed safety somewhere other than Tippet Pass, or what remains of Tippet Pass, the smoldering crater that it could be. And
Peace, Tippet Pass.
rest in peace. And our survivors, our heroes, our adventurers, end the night in a game of cards. And that's where we're going to end our session for the night.
Oh man, that was a good
Yeehaw.
session.
That was a good session. Excellently done.
Yeah, that was a really
That was very good.
I hope all the people
Excellently
watching
done.
were
Very well
able.
done.
I know that we went on for a while, so. had a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
hope
fun, though.
anybody that stopped in had a good time.
Yeah, we had a few people drop by that I noticed weren't bots.
Yeah.
I think some of them were. I think some of them were from the TV house.
Probably.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun though. There was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this again.
Namely Puck and Melwer. But yeah, I really enjoyed our first session. I'm glad you guys liked the I was really excited for the concept I had of the intros. Like
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that.
It was a lot.
starting out guns blazing. Yeah. But anyway, dinner is ready and I need to go eat it.
Okay. Well, I had a lot of fun. It was good to see you
Alright.
guys, and it was good for everyone watching. We really appreciate you.
Don't forget to
Yeah, thank you so
subscribe.
much.
Follow, not subscribe. Subscribe is money, and we don't have that yet. But
I wish you could subscribe. But thank you all for watching. And if you didn't catch the whole thing but want to see it, the VOD should be saved, as far as I know.
yeah,
Okay.
and also, eventually we'll probably upload it to a YouTube channel at some point.
Yeah, probably. We'll try and download the VODs, upload it to YouTube if it can't be up on the Twitch channel for very long. I don't know how people do that. I'll figure
We'll
it out.
figure it out.
later. I am very hungry right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Go eat.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.